Which Downton Abbey actress secretly dreams of becoming an action star? Who joked that he fathered a boy band star? And how is Jim Carter connected to the upcoming seasons of The Crown? Hi, I'm Joy, and you're watching OSSA. Let's get started. Michelle Dockery as Lady Mary Crawley. Michelle Dockery made a name for herself in theatre and starred in a few British TV series and made-for-TV movies before the dawn of Downton Abbey. Yet the role of the snobbish and strong-minded Lady Mary Crawley made her a star. The parallels between her own life and that of her character were impossible to ignore. Lady Mary became a widow at the end of the third season of the show in 2013, when fan favourite Matthew Crawley, played by Dan Stevens, died in a car accident. Tragically, 2 years later, her real-life fiancé, public relations director John Deneen, passed away from a rare form of cancer. Dockery was at his side throughout his battle with the disease. "I've never been more committed to anything in my life than to him," she later told The Guardian. It took Dockery a few years to deal with the pain of her loss. In summer 2019, she happily found love again in the arms of English music manager Jasper Waller-Bridge, the brother of Fleabag screenwriter and actress Phoebe Waller-Bridge. Yet, immediately after Deneen's death, the actress threw herself into her work and called acting a release. During her time on Downton Abbey, she acted in Hollywood blockbusters Non-Stop and Selfless. After the show ended in 2015, she landed the lead role in US drama series Good Behavior, which ran for 2 seasons. She played a drug-addicted con artist released from prison who tries to get her life under control. Rather a departure from the very proper Lady Mary. More recently, she's starred in Guy Ritchie's film The Gentleman, where she stars as the wife of Matthew McConaughey, who plays a drug baron. Speaking of dropping F-bombs and dropping her posh Downton accent for the role, Dockery said it came naturally. "Finally being able to play a character whose accent has an Essex sound as mine does, I loved that," she told Tatler. "I've been playing well-spoken for so long. To do something closer to my roots was so much fun." She's also recently generated wide praise for her role on Apple TV's miniseries Defending Jacob. Dockery is currently in London, filming David E. Kelly Netflix series Anatomy of a Scandal alongside Sienna Miller and Rupert Friend. Based on the best-selling novel by Sarah Vaughan, the series follows the case of a married politician who's accused of sexual assault. Dockery plays a prosecutor who's convinced of his guilt. Joanne Froggatt as Anna Bates. Having started out in UK soapy Coronation Street, Joanne Froggatt starred in a number of TV productions in the 90s and early 2000s. It was through playing Lady Mary's lady's maid, Anna Bates, on Downton Abbey, she became one of television's most beloved characters. Froggatt says she fulfilled her American dream by winning a Golden Globe for the role. Immediately after Downton, she starred in chilling miniseries Dark Angel. A complete departure from the beloved Anna, Froggatt played Mary Ann Cotton, who's widely considered to be Britain's first female serial killer. "I enjoyed it way more than I expected to, or probably than I should have done," she said, speaking of playing such a manipulative character. In 2017, she starred in psychological thriller miniseries Liar, which aired for 2 seasons. Talking to Collider about what attracts her to a role, she said, "It's purely about a good script. If I read a script and it excites me and I think, oh wow, this is great, and I think it's something I want to watch, then I want to be a part of it." In Downton Abbey, Froggatt stepped into the past, but with her latest project, she's done the opposite. She stars in thriller series The Commons. Set in the near future, the series examines the human stories of people who live with the daily realities of climate change and biotechnology. Froggatt plays the woman battling to fall pregnant. US and Canadian streaming rights were sold to streaming service Sundance Now in November 2020. She's set to star in gripping thriller Angela Black as the title character, a suburban housewife whose seemingly perfect life isn't so perfect after all. Is it just us, or is Froggatt a bit of a thriller nut? That may be the case, but the actress says her secret dream is actually to play the baddie in an action movie. "I love doing stunts and things at work, so that would be a fun thing to do," she says. The hard-working actress also co-owns a production company called Run It, which she set up with her husband of 8 years, Jamie Cannon. "I've been acting professionally for over 20 years now, so I just enjoy having that little bit more of a say in what I'm doing," she says. Yet, sadly, Froggatt's personal life hasn't been as rosy as her career. In February 2020, she announced that she'd separated from Cannon. Yet, the two still plan to work on projects together through their company. Let's hope their professional union is more successful than their personal one. Alan Leech as Tom Branson. Playing the only Downton Abbey character that made the transition from downstairs to upstairs, Irish actor Alan Leech found a wide following. But Downton Abbey wasn't his first period drama. Leech also acted in Rome and The Tudors. While filming Downton Abbey, he also appeared in 2 movies, The Sweeney and The Imitation Game. He continued to light up the big screen after Downton Abbey wrapped, playing Freddie Mercury's manager and boyfriend in the award-winning Bohemian Rhapsody. He also played a significant part in the 2019 Downton Abbey movie. Speaking of having the chance to give Tom the ending he deserved, Leech said, "When you think you've said goodbye to a character, to be able to go back is a gift." The actor recently guest-starred on popular TV series The Good Doctor. Leech has the luck of the Irish in his personal life too. He's married to American Crime Story actress Jessica Blair Herman, and the two welcomed a baby in 2020. Leech is also close to his Downton Abbey co-stars, especially Michelle Dockery, who he actually introduced to her late fiancé. Fun fact, Leech is often mistaken for former One Direction member Niall Horan. Leech even once joked that the singer was his son. "I had him really young," he said. "I had the choice to give him to the circus or a boy band. I chose a boy band. He's done much better there because his backflips are terrible." If the serious acting doesn't work out, Leech can always try a career in comedy. Elizabeth McGovern as Cora Crawley. Starring as the American Countess of Grantham, Elizabeth McGovern played Hugh Bonneville's wife on screen for the 3rd time. Maybe casting directors are trying to tell them something. Before Downton, the two co-starred in BBC comedy series Freezing and British crime drama series Thursday the 12th. After Downton Abbey, McGovern starred in and produced period film The Chaperone. Behind the scenes, she was surrounded by familiar faces. Her husband, well-known British film director and producer Simon Curtis, was the movie's executive producer. The screenplay was adapted by Downton Abbey writer and creator Julian Fellowes. Fun fact, McGovern is also a singer-songwriter who fronts the band Sadie and the Hotheads. Dockery, her daughter on Downton, shares her musical passions and once sang backing tracks on one of the band's songs. Hugh Bonneville as Robert Crawley. Long before Downton Abbey, Hugh Bonneville was completely hilarious in Notting Hill as the bumbling Bernie who failed to recognize the most famous actress in the world. He'd also made a name for himself on stage and in films such as Mansfield Park and Iris. As Earl of Grantham on Downton Abbey, he gathered an even wider fan base. Tapping into his comedic talents, he starred in award-winning BBC comedy 2012 during his years on Downton. Bonneville has also starred in box office hits Paddington and Paddington 2. His latest movie role is rooted in children's literature too. His latest project is To Olivia, where he plays legendary children's author Roald Dahl. The film examines Dahl's life, marriage, and the tragic death of his daughter Olivia. Speaking of reuniting with his Downton co-stars for the 2019 movie, he said, "One of the reasons we did all come back was because we were all friends, and we'd managed to do 6 years without throwing chairs at each other." Happily married for over 20 years, Bonneville lives with his wife Lulu Evans and their son Felix in West Sussex. In a case of life imitating art, Bonneville received a royal title in 2019 when he was named Deputy Lieutenant of West Sussex, an indirect appointment of Her Majesty the Queen. The role is given to people who have served their local community or have a history of public service in other fields. It requires official duties a few times a year, like attending citizenship ceremonies, which sure the Earl of Grantham would approve. Jim Carter as Mr Carson. He may play the Bonnevilles' head butler on Downton Abbey, but in reality, Jim Carter is every bit as regal as his on-screen employer. He too received a royal title in 2019 when he was appointed Officer of the Order of the British Empire (OBE) in the 2019 New Year Honours for Services to Drama. With a career spanning 5 decades, it's easy to see why. Having started his career in theatre, Carter has also appeared in a number of TV shows and films, including Shakespeare in Love and My Week with Marilyn. His recent work includes a TV film version of King Lear alongside Anthony Hopkins and crime thriller film The Good Liar. Carter's been married for over 37 years to actress Imelda Staunton. Staunton actually joined the cast of the Downton Abbey movie, although Carter wasn't keen to work with her. Why? "We went in together 3 days, but we never had any dialogue or scenes together, which I was quite pleased about, because I didn't want her getting the idea that I'd be the butler at home as well," he joked. Furthering Carter's connection to the Blue Bloods, Staunton will play Queen Elizabeth in Season 5 and 6 of The Crown. In further exciting news, Carter recently revealed that the sequel to the Downton Abbey movie will be filmed next year. We can't wait! Fun fact, Carter is a passionate cyclist and often rides to raise money for charity. He even attended circus school in the late 70s, where he learned to ride a unicycle. Laura Carmichael as Lady Edith Crawley. Since playing Lady Mary's less confident younger sister who blossoms into the role of a successful magazine editor, Laura Carmichael's career has blossomed too. I feel very lucky in that Downton was really my first job, and it opened so many doors for me. I'm always sort of in awe of it, she told BBC America. In 2019, Carmichael also appeared in acclaimed historical drama The Spanish Princess. She's also been widely praised for her role on The Secrets She Keeps, where she plays a pregnant grocery store worker who becomes obsessed with another pregnant woman living a much more glamorous life than her own. One of the reasons she was attracted to the role was because it allowed her to enter the modern world on screen after having done numerous period dramas. Downton Abbey changed Carmichael's life in more ways than one. In 2016, she began dating her co-star Michael C. Fox, who played footman Andrew Parker in the 5th and 6th seasons of the series. A real-life case of upstairs meets downstairs. Gasp! Maggie Smith as Lady Violet Crawley. A dame, a legend, and a joy to watch, Maggie Smith's role as the impossible Dowager Countess of Grantham was a definite highlight of Downton Abbey. Exhibiting her famous dry sense of humor for the role, Smith has said it didn't really feel like acting. I'm deeply grateful for the work in Potter and indeed Downton, but it wasn't what you'd call satisfying. I didn't really feel I was acting in those things, she told London's Evening Standard last year. Even if it doesn't always feel like acting, Smith has built a prolific career on stage, screen, and television. Since Downton Abbey wrapped, her star has continued to shine. Now 85, she shows no signs of slowing down. She's set to star in the Netflix adaptation of the children's book A Boy Called Christmas. She's also signed on for the Irish drama film The Miracle Club with Kathy Bates and Laura Linney. The film's plot has been described as joyful and hilarious and charts the journey of working-class female friends from Dublin who make a pilgrimage to France. Smith has been married twice and has 5 grandchildren. Who is your favorite Downton Abbey character? Tell us in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and stay awesome!